Mom, what would you say if I brought home a guy this Thanksgiving? Well, hon, I would love you. I would love you and support you, and that would be fine, and I would love to meet anyone that you thought was important in your life. Okay, and what if I were to bring home 2 partners? No, that's not, don't get greedy. Don't get greedy. I had this conversation with my mother about 5 years ago. I wanted to, I don't identify as gay, and at the time I was just learning about something called polyamory, but I kind of wanted to test the waters, take the temperature of the room, and see what the response would be. Needless to say, I haven't really brought it up since. Polyamory, what is it? At its core, it is essentially multiple relationships simultaneously. Why? Why would anyone want to do this? What is this about, right? I can see some confusion, right? So I want to do a little bit of interactivity. Raise your hand, right, if you love your family. Okay, good. This would have been a very different speech. Raise your hand if you love your friends. Excellent, excellent. And one of my favorites, raise your hand if you have 2 or more children. Okay, keep your hand up if you love one of them more than the rest. I hadn't planned on that contingency. We'll talk after. But good. This proves that we can already love more than one person at the same time. Of course, I hear you think, that's not quite the same thing as having multiple romantic relationships at the same time, right? So I kind of want to peel that apart. Go into that. Why? What's going on here, right? Polyamory. Cheating by a different word. What is the difference between polyamory and cheating? The difference is really easy. Clear communication and open discussion. Everyone involved in the relationship knows about everyone else, right? If I am seeing Anna and Amy, you better believe Anna and Amy know about each other. They're even encouraged to talk with each other and get coffee. Scandalous, right? We have an issue sometimes in polyamorous communities where a married individual will come in claiming to be polyamorous and their spouse doesn't know. This is not okay. This is not ethical, right? So it's encouraged for your partners to meet your other partners, to make sure that everything's out in the open, and to make sure that it is ethical and that everyone knows about everything. Okay, I hear you say, it's not cheating. I'm following you so far, but why? Like, I already love this person. Why do I need anybody else? Why would I want anybody else? Well, this kind of comes into starvation economics, right? I have a limited amount of money. The more I give away, the less I have. I have so much time. The more I donate, the less I have for myself. I have an unlimited amount of love. The more I share with one person never takes away from somebody else. There's a quote I really enjoy. Different people awaken different beasts within you. I find this especially true in multiple relationships. I liken it very often to multiple friend groups, right? I've got my nerdy friends over here, my speech friends over here, some other friends back here, right? They may all know about each other. They may not hang out. They may not have enough in common, except for me, right? I get something out of each of those groups, and I bring that to the table when I go back to them. Okay, I can understand that. I've got more than one friend. I hear you think. I'm following. But like anybody? Like just, are there no rules? No, there are rules. One of the most pivotal rules in polyamory is something called the relationship contract. Right? This can be as simple as a verbal conversation, an agreement, or as complicated as an actual written document. Nothing verbose, nothing in legalese, just standard terms of what do you want out of this relationship? Where are our boundaries? What are ways that we can avoid jealousy? Because jealousy is definitely a big issue, and it's something that everyone faces, monogamous or not. Okay. I hear you say. It's not jealousy. I can see having more than one friend, so I'm following you there. And I can see that this isn't for everybody. But I wanted to share something as my final bit, a quote from the child of a polyamorous person, from their mother, who, once they had this experience, finally started to understand their child better. I have a friend who is a part of a group of Masons. He is supposedly happily married, but tonight he was groping all over a coworker, and it was obvious they had a sexual relationship. When I spoke openly about it, it was obvious his wife was not aware of it. That made it ugly. So I excused myself, and I finally got it. I finally get polyamory. Everyone has to be on board. Everyone has to be honest. Thank you.